What's up, guys? It's Cameron, and I'm going to talk to you about my YouTube setup. I've gotten a lot of questions about like my equipment, what I use, the softwares I use, so I'm just going to quickly talk about that so that you kind of know what's up. And if you're into YouTube or one of the other YouTubers out there that is like, man, why does Cameron's video look like that? Why is there a cat next to him? We're going to go over those things. I'm not going to go into crazy detail. I do have a list of all my equipment except for the lights behind me, like behind that bookshelf. That's not on that list because I just have been too lazy to add it. They're on Amazon though. They're just these like weird corner LED lights. They're like 60, 65 bucks a piece. I don't know. There's two of them back there. Anyway, here's what I use. So right now I'm using a lav microphone. I was too lazy to actually like dip it through my shirt. So I just have it clipped to the front of my shirt. It's this little Tascam whatever. I actually use these with my business partner on our video shoots for actual clients all the time. I use them for weddings, all sorts of stuff. They're just these small, tiny little wired lav mics, and they come in handy a lot. That's what this is from. In the past, I have used this thing instead. It's actually just this like little desktop microphone. When I first started, and sometimes when I just forget to take one of these from our video equipment after a shoot, I revert back to this. Funny thing is, this isn't even mine. It's actually my business partner's. He just left it at my house a long time ago, and it does the job, and it's like old. It's not even like a good one, but it gets it done. The biggest thing about YouTube videos is that if your audio sucks and people can't understand you, they don't care. You can have amazing video quality, and if your audio sucks, there's no fixing it. You can have crappy video with great audio and people will still watch. But if it's the opposite, it's not the case, whether you want to admit it or not. Okay. Those are just from a video guy. This is some tools. Also, when I'm done with this audio, I actually run it through Adobe Audition, which for those of you who don't know is a audio, tweaking software. You can do all sorts of stuff in it, but I pretty much only use it for equalizing and normalizing my audio. So that hopefully, unless I'm doing a bad job, you should realize that you don't really have to up and like lower and heighten your volume from time to time as I speak. It should be pretty universal all the way through. But that is because I go in with my audio and I actually play with the bass in my voice, the highs and lows, and then I cut everything off so there's no peaking. And then without getting too technical, basically I edit it. I make it sound a lot more clearer, and that's why it doesn't sound like it's coming from a cell phone. And that's why there's not much background noise, or else you'd hear, I live next to a highway, like right next to a highway. You would normally hear all of that. Every once in a while, if you catch it and I let my dog out before I start recording, you might actually be able to hear him bark very subtly in the background. Some of the audio techniques I can do to get rid of that, but sometimes I just don't care. I have it all pre-programmed now where I just run it through, click a couple buttons, and it's good to go. I don't actually have to tweak it too much because it's just my pre-settings for my voice. But I have to do that with the audio. Every single time you hear a video, there's a separate audio file coming from this that I've edited. See, my phone just went off. And let me see, that is not important. It's an ad from Facebook. Anyway, that's the audio. That's pretty much all I do. Nothing too special. I have seen YouTubers do like those big arm microphones that you sometimes see. Those work great. If you already have one of those, great. I have a couple of them over to my left and they work amazing, but some people just aren't into that. I'm just too lazy to set that stuff up over here. It's kind of a lot of equipment, and they don't plug it directly into my computer. They actually plug into a recorder, but if you don't care, you don't care. Anyway, with my lights, I actually turn my room lights off in my office. I used to turn them on, and that's why a lot of my videos were like really warm looking. Now, in editing, I can change the warm and blues of the stuff, but I try not to mess with it too much. I have one 9-inch LED panel right here. It's about 2 feet from my fingertip. You can kind of see that, like, obviously there's a shadow on my palm of my hand. That's the only light I have on me. I purposely crack this window a little bit so that you have this little hair light kind of thing going on where it's illuminating the side of my face. My cat's over here making noise. Stop it. Anyway, what that does for me, when I go to edit my thumbnails, you'll notice my thumbnails are usually just this exact image. I go into Photoshop for my thumbnails, and I'm looking at my monitor. I'll get to that in a second. my thumbnails are easier to edit because I can cut the background, because this hair light keeps me from blending into my bookshelf in the background. Because you'll notice on my shoulder, the darkness of my shoulder kind of blends in with the bookshelf, and that can become difficult. I actually have to like physically go in and erase any flaws right there. But it's weird, right? It like has to separate from you from the background so you don't look stupid. Also, adding the lights in the background, you'll notice, if you watch any YouTuber ever, you'll notice there's always some stupid lights on in the background. That is because half the time, a lot of people don't really know why they're back there, but YouTubers catch on and they're like, oh, I need a lamp back there. So they get us some little lamp or something and they put it in the background. What it does is it creates depth between you and me and where my background is. So as much background as I can have and make it as blurry as possible, it just makes for a more professional look. And a lamp or a light source in the background is just another source of feeling like I'm in a real space for you. There's a lot of mental things that go into all these people's backgrounds. Like, I'm kind of breaking some rules. I shouldn't have a window right here, but I like how it has the light here. And I don't really clean up this little section over here that's just got, I can't even point to it. It goes got a bunch of crap that's like, I'm legit in my office. That's just stuff that hangs. It's like in a laptop case and stuff. Anyway, that's my one light source, and I kind of use these, and I have these stupid little LEDs that I can, you know, like change the colors on if I'm talking about random stuff, but I pretty much always keep them like a bluish color. Anyway, those are cool. With my camera, I use a Sony a7 III camera. It's not our very best camera, but it's definitely one of our main workhorse cameras that we use for my video work. I have a Sony lens. I think it's a Sony lens. Yeah, it's a Sony lens. It is a 16-35 2.8 lens. So it's a DSLR. You actually buy that lens separately. I have a link to all that. They are affiliate links in there, but mainly you don't even have to buy anything. If you're interested, just go click on it and then you can see those, like what exactly I use. And of course I got like SD cards and stuff like that. I have a monitor so I can see myself, so that you might see me always like look up just above the camera. That's actually because I just love looking at my own face. So that's why that's up there. And it's a newer little like 5-inch monitor with an HDMI cable that runs from that to it. It's mounted on the hot shoe mount, and I have a tripod that the camera's on, and it's right above, like the top of my screen of my desktop is right here. So it's framed just perfectly above my screen so that I can watch stuff. And usually I'll put it on like a Google thing so it lights my face up more, because you'll notice if I don't have a web page pulled up, look how darker my face is. This is my black just desktop background. So I pull up Google on purpose, and it helps fill my face up so that it separates me even more. It's another light source. So I guess in a way I have a light here and then a light here where my monitor is, and you can kind of tell because it kind of puts some shadow on my face. Also, before I edit everything, I try not to cut out like buts and ums because I just don't care enough to do that for you. But you'll see little stretches of time where I do that, and it's just because I'm a little bit more picky. I have less work to do, so I'm like, I'll cut out some things, make it a little bit more YouTube-y for you, and yeah, I'll trim off the ends if I want to. I just almost cussed. If I need to, I ran out of some thumbnail stills. You know, a lot of the time I'll hit record and I'll sit here and like make stupid poses in the camera like an idiot, and then I'll trim that off and export stills from the video so I can use them in my thumbnails. Those are always cool. That's about it. With the software, I use pretty much all the Adobe suite for stuff. I pretty much only use Adobe Audition and Premiere to edit my videos because I already use that for my business where I make videos for people. So that's my YouTube setup. I get a lot of compliments with my videos saying like, wow, like even when I just started, because this has been the same setup since I started for the most part. Like, this is so clear. Like, you know, I even bump up the sharpness a little, just barely when I edit it, and I will actually go in and like color correct. Like if I'm looking a little too warm, I can like scale that back to where I'm less red or not. Like right now in my monitor, my cheeks look really red, so I might go in there with like an eyedropper tool, select the red, and then like take the saturation down on my cheeks if I don't like how I look. Whatever. But anyway, that's my YouTube setup. That's pretty much what I do. And I had no idea when I wanted to record today, and then I was like, man, I just said all this cool dropshipping stuff the other day that I don't really have anything new to update about yet. I've got some stuff like down the line, but I'm not ready for it. So I was like, you know what? People keep asking. here's my YouTube setup. Thank you. I'm just rambling again. Some of you are like, I like when you ramble. Thank you so much. But here's the support part. I've got my Facebook Marketplace course. If you're interested in YouTube stuff, I am very willing to put together a small little course on this kind of thing that goes into the details about how to set this up and what's needed to create at least what I create, and where you can look like what mine looks like if you even care at all. I'm willing to put in the work and put some of that together and then charge a little price for it if you want. But I am going to start making some more videos about this kind of thing anyway, and just see if it helps some people, because we all know YouTube's a big thing, and I can see some of you out there. If you've made it this far and you're a YouTube person and you're kind of like wanting to learn from me a little bit from this, I have noticed some of you are stealing my thumbnail template, basically, like my ideas for thumbnails, like down to the same exact like composition of the thing, like color schemes, like I see you. Just know that. And it's always better to not look like someone else exactly. So try to do your own thing. But if you want to continue copying my stuff, I'm not going to blame you. I'm pretty damn awesome. But no, you're copying a YouTube channel that's got like less than 4,000 subscribers. So just remember that. Anyway, I'll do a YouTube course if you want one. I don't mind. Also, FBM Fox, if you are here still for dropshipping and just for some reason decided to turn this on and listen to my voice, that has nothing to do with you, but for YouTube stuff, cool, sweet, fantastic. I will say, if you want Facebook automation, that's the way to go. Use my coupon code down in the description. It's going to give you 10% off your first month. It's hands down the best thing you're going to do with your life. I don't know what to tell you. Also, I don't even remember what I was going to say. Thanks, you interrupted me with my own voice. What is wrong with you? Anyway, that's all. I'm going to cut it off here. Thanks so much for watching, and I'll see you next time.